Coach, I thought the effort really was there defensively the entire night. I think the difference was they hit, for lack of a better term, they were hitting some errors and contested threes early. And then on the rebounding, they were getting a lot of long rebounds that they didn't get later in the game. What were the adjustments that you made?
Well, I mean, yeah, I thought we were playing hard. I didn't think we were playing smart, and it's one of those things. Basketball, like effort, just gives you a shot. When you can play smart, and then when you can play connected, that's when things change. And we didn't communicate at all in the first half. I mean, some of the things that we were doing, the breakdowns we were having, it was just simple communication, and that's a part of our defense. This group's played hard all year. I mean,
Right.
there's very few times where I've looked at them and thought, you know what, these guys don't want to play hard. It's just we've got to buy into the vital element of communication, especially as you get late in the year. There's so many different, like everybody's going to be more sophisticated in their offense. They're going to have a bigger play package. They're going to be better at what they've run all year. And so you're going to have to open your mouth and you're going to have to communicate. And I thought we really struggled there early.
I don't know how many games going back at it that Garrett's come off the bench, but it seemed like in the moments when you needed him and you needed somebody to step up in the second half, he was there getting an offensive rebound or making a free throw. He was literally keeping you in it. Can you just talk about his performance?
Yeah, I think, first of all, let's be clear that Garrett coming off the bench was not a punitive decision. It was really, it's clear how people are playing us, right? Like, they're painting Garrett, they're painting Ben. And so, for us, we've put Garrett at the 4 a lot of the year, but it's also gets him out of what he does best, which is run our offense from the high post and from the triggers. And so over the last couple of days, we just thought, let's let him play a little 5. Like the league is a little smaller at the 5. People are downshifting. Let's see if he can get some confidence by navigating our offense. And so it was really about that. Like, hey, let's bring him off the bench. Let's let Chuck play at the 4 so he can space it a little bit. And then, Garrett's somebody that I always feel like Garrett's best when he's got something to prove. And I thought he played like that tonight. I thought you saw that clear with the dunk early in the game. And I thought he had some fire to him. And that's when he's at his best, right? And so for us to get to the mountaintop and for us to get to our best, he's got to be a part of that. We got to have a third guy. Like all great teams, you got third guys. This can't just be everything on Nick and PJ's shoulders. Like, people can guard that. But when you have a third guy step up, that stuff is huge. And so Garrett was a clear third guy tonight. I thought Tom House gave us some tremendous minutes as well. And as people are starting to play us and how we're going to have to do some adjustments, we're going to have to play a little smaller at times. And, that's how we ended up finishing the game tonight and won us the game.
You talk about Tom House. I thought maybe his shot, as good as well as Nick Anderson played, I think maybe Tom House made the shot of the night. Like I would say with the momentum right there. You just talk about what we don't see maybe in practice and what's made you most proud of him.
Yeah, I think with Tom, I've known Tom for a while. We recruited him really hard out of high school. I think that, sometimes people don't understand, like, when you're at a place, you don't play as much for 2 years, like, hey, we all get better about playing. And then you transfer and you learn a new system and you got to go out there and you got to get your confidence back and you got to restore all that. I think he's had to work through that, and that's normal. That's not anything that's not, surprising. That's normal. And, I got on him earlier in the game because he had some wide open shots that he just didn't take. Mm-hmm. And I want him out there playing with confidence. When he believes in him, like, he's a really good player. Mm-hmm. When he gets down on himself and he gets frustrated, then he starts to second guess himself and he gets a little bit passive. And, again, talking about Garrett's involvement, I think it's the same thing true for him. Like, for us to get to the mountaintop, he's got to be Tom House has to be a key part of this. And I thought that in October, I thought that in December, I think that in February, and I'll think that, for the rest of the season. And so to see what he's been able to do in some of these games here lately, it's been pretty encouraging for us to continue to tie him into what we're doing game plan wise.
In a game like this, do you ever in timeouts, as a coach, just encourage your team in a manner that, like, this team that you're playing, they were just in an overtime game, and they're thinking about it, and you're the more veteran team. Do you ever tell your team that in the huddle, or does that make a difference at all?
I mean, I don't think it's really about the other team. I think it's about what we have to do, and I thought that, I thought we kind of had like a man, what's going on out here? Look to us, and you can't ever have that. Like, I mean, Coach Kraft, I really believe, is one of the best coaches in the region, and his teams are always going to be sound. They're always going to play with tremendous effort. They're always going to get better, and we knew it. I mean, we knew it was going to be a hard game, and I think it was one of those situations where you gotta, like, what you expect is going to expand, and if you're out there thinking like, what's going on, man, this isn't going our way, well, like, it's probably going to get worse. But if you go out there and say, hey, you know what, like, we just got to go win the next 4 minutes, like, we got to get back to doing what we do, and get the focus internally, right? Don't live outside in, like, live inside out, like, change it. And that's what I was pleading with him all night, like, you got to change this, and figure out what we have to do to get these stops. And they were driving us hard, man. I mean, that's what a lot of people have been doing, like, hey, just deck them. And we're sound positionally, we're pretty sound most of the time in screening actions, but hey, you can get them off the bounce. And I thought finally we got a group out there that was able to guard these guys off the bounce where we weren't chasing plays all night. And I thought, fortunately, we figured it out in just enough time.
Final question is, the team obviously was better at the line tonight. Probably not the 70% you would like, but just talk about, particularly Garrett Heaton, I thought, made some big free throws in the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, these guys can shoot free throws. I mean, it's mental. I mean, it's just, you got to go up there, just like we talked about a little while ago. You got to believe in it. And what I try to tell them, it's really funny. Like, I want us to focus on how much we're getting to the line, not if we're making them or not, because I think that shows aggression. And I tried to kind of distract them from thinking like, hey, we got to go make all our free throws. Like, go try to get more free throws, and go try to make more than they attempt, and that's what we did tonight. I thought we were aggressive to the basket, and I thought we were strong around the rim, and I thought that was a big part of earning the victory.
And I think last thing is that just Heane I think he shot 14, so that was an indicator of his aggression.
You saw it from the jump. I mean, when he goes up and dunks like that, like that's him saying like, I'm ready to play physical. And I thought he had a nice drive there early. I thought he was physical. I thought he was rebounding the ball. I thought he played with a little bit of spring to him. Again, like, look, we're all better with a little bit of edge to us. We're all better when we got a little something to prove. And, that's when he's at his best. He's always played better the game that we bring him off the bench. He's always done that, okay? And now we got to figure out what we're going to do this weekend. I gotta give some thought to that and see what that looks like. But regardless of what we decide, he's going to have a big role in this thing. It's more about rotationally, us getting him at the 5 a little bit more, and what does that look like. So it clearly didn't have an effect on his minutes. It's not who starts the game, it's who finishes the game. And he was out there to finish the game, and he was a big part of why we won the game.
Thanks,
Coach, quick question for you too. This facility that we don't play in too often. Can you just talk about the fans and what it means, that they help create a home environment, really on any hardware that you guys play? They travel well, they come, anytime that you guys call.
Yeah, I thought, obviously different venue, and, this is our third home venue, and, it's hard, right? It's hard on the fans. It's different for the players, but I'll tell you what, like, there at the end when we made that run, you really felt them in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and then you felt them in overtime. And, I thought we had a tremendous lift, right? When Nick made those back-to-back threes, I thought this place, you could feel it. And so that was huge for us, and appreciate people making the effort. I know, with the facility, it's, where we playing, and, where you just don't get in your true routine, right? We don't have a real home gym this year, but we got 4 games left, and then we're going to be able to move into, one of the best facilities in the country. So, I appreciate the support there, and let's keep doing it these last 4 games at the Well, and then into Asheville.